All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Logan, alongside my partner Tommy Maroon here, and this is a live stream for Highland's prep season for next year. Of course, we will be talking about football, soccer, lacrosse, and basically like any other sports that have their season ended but getting ready for their next season. Of course, uh, I'm joined here with Tommy Maroon, the founder of WHBW and a Highland alumni for 3 years, who has graduated in
Yep,
the class
3
of
years ago.
2022.
Best graduating class of
That is
all
correct.
time.
I still think 2027 is the best
They're
graduating
not
class,
bad.
but
They're not
it is
bad.
what it is. It is what it is.
Yep.
So we will first start out with Highland's football team getting ready for next year. They're starting out with an hour and 48-minute drive from their school to Erie McDowell High School, which this will be the first time they are playing outside of the state in basically a long time.
I can't.
Now, of course, Tommy, you showed me the picture of the full schedule for next year, but want to go ahead and explain the schedule for tonight?
All right. So it's in 86 days. The first game against the Trojans. That's going to be a whole bunch of fun. I know it's going to be a long drive, but Mr. Miser said he's going to try to find a way for me to get there. But, anyways, enough on that. It's the same 7 suspects in the American Conference. Of course, the last year we're going to be in the American Conference. And the other 3 schools are going to be none other than McDowell, Hudson, Avon Lake, with Hudson being the only one at home, being the Taste of Highland.
Yes. This is when our home opener is going to start in the first of 5 home games for Highland. But of course, the Highland season opener starts outside of state, so
Can't remember the last time we ever
it'll
played
be the first.
outside of Ohio. We played a
It'll be
Canadian
the first
school when I
time.
was in 7th grade.
Mm, hopefully, that'll make a change. As after that, we have the Taste of Highland, which you are going to be here for, which will start your 2025 live stream on
Yep.
WHBW.
You know, Logan, you know what I did when I was in high school? Okay, you know me, I was in the
Mm,
band.
yes, of course.
So, what I did senior year, you can find this on a playlist on my channel. I just filmed and uploaded highlights of the game with my commentary. I think you could
Ah,
do that.
hopefully that'll be something I can do after Highland get after Highland's first game. Not spoiling if Highland's gonna win,
I think we
which
should win that game. It's
obviously,
going to be tough, though.
yeah, it is going to be very tough. But last season, the Hornets went 13-1 in the regular season and postseason, which tied the school record back in 2013 when
That's right.
Highland went to the state playoffs in Division Two. Lost to Glenville, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore was on that Glenville team, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I don't think you are mistaken at all. He is now. I think he's now a New Orleans Saints
Yeah, he was part of
now.
that Stephon Diggs Hail Mary. He got taken out or took
Oh,
out the guy behind him.
yeah. Oh, that is not fun. But hopefully by this year, we're hoping to go back to the state playoffs in 12 years. We
That would be
that is
nice.
yeah.
Avon won't be
So
easy.
I'm I'm still kind of worried by myself about Erie McDowell and Avon Lake.
Yeah,
considering that our Region 6 rival is Avon.
yes. I think our first four games are going to be the most difficult. McDowell, Hudson, Avon, Lake Aurora, but from there on out, it should be easy slotting. I think we could
Yeah,
go.
usually.
Our four is 8-2. Our ceiling is 10-0.
Hmm. That's what I'm hoping of, and if that's the case, when we start 4 games in the win column, then the next 6 are going to be straight easily, probably a win.
Oh
But
yeah.
this is a this is the last year in the American Conference for the Hornets as they travel to the National Conference, where they have North Royalton and Wadsworth in the National Conference.
Oh, let's not forget
No, sorry,
Medina's going to
second
be
to
in the
last.
National Conference too.
Yeah. So that's scheduled for season. This will be my last time going to high school football games as a marching band student.
You
Yes.
should come back as the announcer. Do what I do.
Hopefully, I should. Hopefully, but other than that, I think if Highland gets a minimum of 2 wins, with the new non-conference team, I think we should be able to knock out the rest.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think
Yeah.
we should easily win the conference this year. We got Aurora at home this year as well.
Yeah. Usually Aurora is our last team who we play, but this is the fourth team that we're playing against. So
I'll never play Falls again after that. I'm looking right now. Um, I think once again I said 8-2 or 10-0, somewhere around that neighborhood. Probably. Hmm. I don't know. It's been a while.
I'm
Oh yeah.
team healthy and able to perform well.
Yeah. The thing is, if we go 16-0 and win the state, Coach Gibbons will have exactly 100 wins at Highland.
Exactly. So right now, I think this is not. I think Coach Gibbons has 984 wins, if I'm not mistaken.
84 right now at
No, 80,
Highland.
84. Yeah, 84. I'm thinking of a different coach who had 1,000 wins, but besides the
Mm,
point.
yeah, he's
Um, yeah, 84. If we do go perfect, like Avon did last season, which I didn't
neither did
like
I.
last season's
84-30
final.
is Coach Gibbons' record. All-time winningest coach in
Yeah.
school
Hopefully,
history.
ugh. Hopefully we can go five. Hopefully Coach Gibbons goes 5-30 against Avon. Hopefully, but that's just me.
That's the issue. He's never
Um.
been the Eagles before.
Yeah. I mean,
Great
the first
coach,
time.
though.
I mean, the last time. Yeah, the last time Highland beat Avon, I think
2013.
that was in I think that was in 2021.
No,
Either 2021 or
2013.
2020. Yeah, 2013. But
Tom
that was like a
Lombardo,
region
the guy
final.
at Ads.
Ouch. And that was on the old field,
Yes,
which I think the new scoreboard has been replaced
it
from
has
like
been replaced a few
old.
years ago.
Yeah, from like no, I'm talking like the lights have been like changed from like old yellow to like new white. But
Yeah. I just remember going there like in middle school, and I went there last year before the beginning of the season to pay my respects, and I'm like, wow, how this place hosts high school football? It's so tiny.
Yeah. I think now they are hosting rugby there,
Yes,
but that's just me. Yeah.
and middle
Um.
school football.
Oh yeah. That'll be something worth noting about. Well, keeping on the page of fall sports, we can now transition into winter with Highland boys soccer, which is starting shortly after the football season. The boys soccer had a had a season-ending loss in the playoffs. Wasn't able to get a district title, but is still hoping for a much more needed.
Yes. It was a good season. I know it didn't wind up working out well for us. I know we wound up losing. I think it was to Canfield 3-1. If I can pull it up, I was at that game. Tough one. A lot of teams in Division. Oops, I'm looking at Division 4, not Division 3. That was my issue. But Division 3 is where we're at, and we lost 4-0 actually to Canfield.
Ah, I thought Highland scored one, but I think after that, I think this season it should be hopefully a much more smoother ride. Again, I'm not too sure if Highland is still able to go back to back on playoffs, but that's
Every
just
school
me.
makes it in every sport but football.
Yeah. Sticking into the trend of soccer, the girls soccer team coming out of a state finals appearance
That was
with a,
incredible.
a yeah.
Logan, were you at
Their
that
loss was
game?
I was not at that game.
Neither was I.
However, yeah. However, a lot of my friends were at the game, and turns out if since we had that pep rally, I know you went there for it, but we had that
No.
pep rally where it was just all focused on the girls' state finals against Bay, who Highland lost to it in the 89th minute.
Yes.
I was still shocked about that.
I was at the BW ONU Senior Day game for football. I was paying attention. I was watching the game, not watching, I was following the game closely. I had to pay to watch it. So I was following the game very closely. And when I saw that base scored with 12 seconds left, I'm like, oh boy. Well,
Yeah.
you cannot
I
deny
even
Coach Z and the gang had a phenomenal season, and we'll be back.
yeah. 21 2 and 1 was their final official record. Honestly, if it wasn't for that state semifinal win, which was 1-0, I forgot who it was. I think it was Butler,
Yes,
either
Vandalia
Butler or
Butler.
Vandalia. Um,
I was down in
I
Wright
think it was
State, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, it was at Wright State. Um, that one for Highland not only was their first state finals appearance in a long time, but was is able to not only make an appearance, but is also a runner up for the Division 3 girls soccer. And
I
by
think the last
hopefully,
time we made the state finals in any sport, I think, was volleyball in '81, where we won it.
yeah,
There's, of course,
we still have a history with that.
yeah,
Of
there's of
course, we
course a
went.
giant banner out there at the high school gym that showcases all our state appearances, and it's good to see not just that volleyball team being honored more than 40 years later. But of course, that girls' soccer team just last year.
Yeah. I do think they still have it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they have the banner for the 2024 girls state finals
Yes.
out there. Don't quote on me on that.
You're right. You're right.
Thank you. Um, so I think we'll now head over to basketball. Boys basketball, coming off of a district loss to, coming off of a district finals loss to Garfield Heights in Strongsville.
Yep.
Was something I have never once recognized. Of course, I was at the comfort of my house watching your live stream.
Thank you. Means a
at
lot.
Strongsville.
Thank you.
Yeah. Honestly, though, if it hadn't been for the team, even though I went to my first ever playoff game against Ellett High School, or as they call it, the Ellett Community Learning Center.
Yep.
I'll be right back. I think I still have it with me. Yes, I do. I still have that with me.
Oh,
The
there it is. You got a switch behind you?
yes, I do.
Love the switch.
It's not
You
powered
getting
up
the new
right now.
console?
I don't think I'm gonna get the new console.
Neither am
Not in my
I.
best interest.
That would be nice if either of us could get it, but it seems to be a little bit too much.
Yeah, way too expensive these
Yep.
days. Sticking into basketball, the girls basketball coming off of a regional semifinal loss to Archbishop Hoban, once broke a school record for regular season going 22-0 in the regular season with their final regular season win at Twinsburg. Of course, both of us
Yep, you were there. You did a good job.
Yeah. And I should have let you have court side, but you decided to take the stands.
Yeah, you do
But
you.
it is what it is.
It's fine.
Yeah. It was
Canton,
regional
yes.
semifinals, or did I say regional
The region was at Canton.
semifinals? Yes. Home of McKinley High School, who has a football stadium at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame.
You're right.
Future side of where Highland is going to win a state finals.
One
I'm
can only
predicting
pray
that
the good
Highland is
Lord.
going to win. Yeah, I'm praying that Highland's going to win it in the next 5 years.
I think we have a good shot at it.
Yeah. That was not my prediction. I was actually Coach Grissom, the baseball coach, who actually said that Highland's going to win it in the next 5 years.
Really, Coach Grissom said
So I'm
that?
sticking with his word.
Coach Grissom said that? He's the head baseball coach. He does a good job. I remember when I was in 8th grade, we made the state semis. All right, don't worry. All right, there you're all looking good.
All right, there we go. Yeah, so a little bit of stuff that's going on. Anyways, yeah, so talking back to basketball, as I checked into the playoffs, Archbishop Hoban lost for girls basketball. I still think, even though we still have a history with Avon, we still might have history with Archbishop Hoban
Yep.
in Division
Now, when
3.
I was a senior at Highland, we made it to the what do you call it? We also won the districts that year, and we lost to Toledo Start.
Ah,
That Brush did
yeah.
win that 51-46.
Definitely something not out of the ordinary, but
Brush usually has
hopefully
some
this
good.
time.
Brush usually has some good basketball programs out there.
Yeah. Now, this season, Highland is featuring two seniors in Kennedy Lawson and Grace Shondell, who are the only seniors, or who are the only juniors who are now going to be seniors starting the 2025-26
26, yes.
girls basketball season.
Grace's brother Tommy plays for John Carroll.
Yeah. Still, to me, even though I'm still a Highland faithful, if I was with you, Tommy, at BW, I'd still have beef with John Carroll.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. I
I don't know
mean,
if this,
it's good that he's playing college football. It's just that he's just ultimately at the wrong school.
yeah. BW is more of our fandom rather than
Yes.
John Carroll.
Yes.
Where some of our seniors in the class of 2025 are going to John Carroll
One of them being Garrett
Um,
Phillips.
Garrett Phillips, Brianna Cyphers, I think
Yep.
officially.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
yeah,
Mira's also going to play for John Carroll.
yeah. That, I mean, if it bounces out, we should be able to win a minimum of a couple of, by winning Balder Wallace, a couple of Gold Bowl games. But it's
Except
unlikely
it
that'll
won't happen again.
Ugh.
Lost
We
the
never
last
know.
12.
Yeah. Hopefully Balder Wallace will break the streak
If
with
we can ever schedule
the
them in
13th being a
again.
win. But it's all fun here, not only for
Oh,
WHBW but for me as well.
that is right.
Yeah. Tracking down volleyball, the girls volleyball, coming off of a district loss to, again, Archbishop Hoban at Mentor.
Yep.
Another 25, and I think, hopefully I'm getting this right, 25-1 is the final record, or maybe it was 25-2.
I know that we got
I
swept
think,
and it wasn't that good. I can check
yeah.
25-22, 25-17, 25-13.
Yeah.
But
Archbishop Hoban is no joke.
oh no, that's what usually happens. We play a bunch of private schools in the playoffs, and the private schools usually crush us.
Yeah.
And Gilmore
So
Academy beat them the following game.
that is 100% correct.
Did they win the state
So
championship? Yeah, I think they did.
I think it was Highland Academy who beat Ursuline in
Looking at
the state
Max
finals
Preps, it
at Wright State.
says. Looking at Max Preps, it says Gilmore one. I can check on the official website.
Yeah, go for it. I think it's Gilmore Academy, but like you said, I think it is Ursuline Academy.
Gilmore did win. They beat Ursuline in Cincinnati.
Ah, that's right. I think the state finals location was at Wright State,
Oh yeah, it
which
is at
was
Wright
the
State.
state
I think you're
finals.
right.
Yeah, it was at Wright State, which was home to I think it was the state semifinals for girls soccer.
Yep, for us at
Of
least.
course, you weren't able. Yeah.
I'm not
One
driving
of
down to
two.
Wright State. That's down near Cincinnati. My mom's friend is a professor there.
Really?
Yep.
That's something. Yeah, I have a cousin that goes down to, and then that's my older cousin. And then my
That's
younger
cool.
cousin um is at Ohio
Huh.
State. Who's at work? Well, originally was at Ohio State and then dropped out for a work program.
Huh.
Um, so yeah, would be nice if I could show you if I ever go down if I can go back to Cincinnati to show you the entire University of Cincinnati, which they are playing in the Division 1 baseball at Knoxville, home of the
Oh,
University of
yes, the
Tennessee.
Volunteers Rocky Top. That's not the fight song. Did you know that?
Yeah. Um, I don't know if you know this, but
What?
Highland's fight song is kind of correlating to Notre Dame's
Yes, Notre
fight song.
Dame.
I don't know if you have some. I don't know if you have some merch from Notre Dame,
I'm wearing
but
some right now.
oh yeah, I can see it. The fighting guy, um, who I think Highland's now playing against St. Vincent St. Mary's for baseball.
Yep, they
Kind
walked
of
it off
weird
last
that.
night.
Yeah, I was still very shocked.
Yeah, you saw
I
it. It was
thought,
1-0, bomb the seventh. And what
yeah, that's
happened
what I
was,
saw as well.
yeah, what
I
happened
thought it
was
was Chardon.
it was a hit batter.
It was Chardon.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I agree. What started was a hit batter, then I think a fielder's choice, another hit batter, then a double intentional walk to load the bases, and then a bases loaded walk, and Chardon's season comes to a very frustrating end. You got to feel for those kids.
yeah. Of course, we are both going to be at Brunswick at Hoffman Park for the Division 3 district finals. It'll be 4 versus 15. Yeah, 4 versus 15.
4 versus 10, I thought. Because Chardon's 15, St. Vincent M
Chardon
is
was
10.
10. Chardon was 10. St. Vincent St. Mary's was
Oh,
15.
okay.
So, so that'll be a fun one. So now we're going into spring, which is, of course, the first time we co-live streamed a lacrosse game.
That was fun.
Speaking of lacrosse, yes, first and last time. Well, first
Mhm.
time, which will probably not be the
Yeah, hopefully it's not the last. We
um
gotta do it more often than not.
yeah. Um Boys lacrosse ended up with a regional final loss to Walsh at Walsh. It
Yep.
was 14-4. Yeah, 14-4. I think it's still going on right now in Division 3.
Yes,
I
I can
think.
check
Yeah, go
if
for
I
check
can
that out.
find it. State tournament coverage right there. And
Yeah.
Region 5. Right now it's coming down to Rocky River and Walsh. That game will be
Ouch.
played tomorrow night at Rocky River.
I'm hope. Okay. Even though, I'm usually in support of Highland, I'm making a prediction right now. Hopefully this will go out accordingly. But I think. What are the seating numbers for Rocky River and Walsh?
1 and
I know Walsh
4,
is. Oh yeah,
I
one
think.
of. Oh wow.
Let me
Um,
check. Rocky River's 1, Walsh Jesuit 4.
this is going to be a close one. As I just got the notification from iHeartRadio, not inclusive, but the Guardians are starting their home series in a day game, even though it's not important.
Yep.
So
0-0.
I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking Rocky Rivers beating Walsh, and the final is going to be, it's going to be close. I'm going to go Walsh. I'm going to go Walsh 9, Rocky River 16. 16-9 of Rocky River. They're going to.
That's gonna be pretty high scoring. I think Walsh is gonna take him down. I mean, remember this is a public school against a private school we're talking about. More often than not, the private school gets the upper edge. Meanwhile, Worcester's dealt with Chagrin Falls in Region 6. That game will be at Worcester. I think the winners will take on each other in Division 2. And
Since
they're
you
only
brought
two
up Worcester, we
divisions.
can. Yeah, I thought it was 4. That
No,
was
it
last year.
used to be 4 in many sports, and then this year they decided to make it 7, which I like. I don't want to deal with that, Ignatius.
And it's now just 2. I think that's gonna start being 2 from now on,
Yep,
if
and
I'm
we'll
not
cross at
mistaken.
least.
Yeah. Funny you brought up Worcester because that's actually where I'm gonna head to next. Girls lacrosse in a district semifinal loss to Worcester.
Yes.
At Worcester.
I always got the
Not
Generals and Fighting Scots mixed up. I told you that before.
yeah.
Fighting Scots is a college team.
Yes.
Generals is a high school.
Yes. Never, never. No, don't quote me on this, but never confuse yourself where Worcester is a college and Worcester and also high school. You have to think of the colors. If it's like
Yes,
green or like something like that, it'll be the Fighting Scots. If it's like blue or
that
something,
would be the
it'd be the
Generals. Yes,
it'd be the Generals.
yes.
Um. So
Yep, it was 13-7 Worcester, and they lost to Revere 11-10. So tonight they're
oh
playing
yeah,
Bay.
oh yeah, the the defending state soccer
Yep,
champs who are playing Revere. Um.
not to
So
mention
that'll be something.
Rocky River going up against Walsh as well in girls lacrosse. My goodness.
Oh gosh. Yeah. It'd be funny if Rocky River wins the men's and women's state championship.
In Division 2,
It'd
yeah.
be
That'd
it'd
be
be the
quite
first
interesting.
since I think it'd be the first in high school history, not only in the OHSAA, um,
But the whole
but I think
country, perhaps.
well, the whole state of Ohio.
Yeah,
Um,
2017 was the first time they did it in
mm,
girls lacrosse. And boys
yeah,
lacrosse, I can check. Their first tournament was also 2017.
yeah. Not like since UConn won it in 2013, 14, and then 23 and 24. Hopefully, if this continues, well, I, I believe I'm saying this right. 23, 24 was UConn's back to back as well as I think no 13 was Louisville. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had that
13 was
totally mixed up.
Louisville.
Yeah, I had that totally mixed up. Not the Leopards, not the Leopards.
Yeah,
That's high
Cardinals.
school.
Rick Pitino was head coach at the time.
Cards, not Leopards. Yeah, that's up in northern
Yeah,
Kentucky. Um,
not that far from the
that's what's kind
state,
of.
but sort of a little bit.
um, yeah, it'll be something worth noting about. Um, so now because now we're gonna head into softball. Um, softball went 8-16 with a loss against Highland 9-0, which was at Warren. Of course, we weren't able. I think we were both at the lacrosse game.
Yeah, I came straight from
Yeah,
the
we were at
game
the
against Saint, or no, not Saint, CVCA.
Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy.
Correct.
Wild finish.
Oh yeah,
4-3
great
wild
game.
finish.
Boardman Spartans
Yeah.
beat Howland eventually 5-0.
Yeah, so yeah. Which then Boardman is playing, I think, Talmadge? You want to look that up? I think it's Talmadge who they're playing next.
I'm trying to see.
Um,
Oh, I was
I
looking.
think it's
Boardman will
I think
indeed play Talmadge. Winner gets Gilmore or Louisville. We got two conference
I'm
teams
thinking
in the regionals, Aurora and Talmadge. Talmadge won 2 years ago.
yeah. I'm still very shocked that Aurora won the Suburban League regular season. I think also won the Suburban League title for softball, going an impressive 22-1. My goodness,
Yeah, Aurora had a
that is
great
that is
season. They beat
that
Canfield
might be a school
8-6.
record. That might be a school record for Aurora.
Yeah,
Having
it
those
has to be somewhere
officially.
around that neighborhood.
Yeah. And they played teams in
They
Florida.
did?
I think that's yeah.
Huh.
If you check Matt's press, they have played games in Florida. Of course, Highland has no intention of going to any games outside of the state, except
For
if it's
football.
football.
But
Except
that's a
if it's
little
for
different.
football.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
They had a Wisconsin school. They beat 11-1. They had a Chicago school. They beat 12-2. And another Chicago school they beat 14-zip. Yeah, they're playing a bunch of teams.
No joke. I think Aurora. I think they're still in right now in division. I think it's division.
Yes, they're
1
still
or
on.
division. Yeah, either Division 1 or Division 2. They might be on pace to win a state championship in softball.
Would not be surprised who they got. They got Holland Springfield. Where's that game gonna be? In Shelby. And they take on either Wapakoneta or Madison Comp. Again, that game also in Shelby. They got the first game. That's actually today at 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
To Madison
No.
to Shelby High
I think
School.
Shelby's a little too far. 53 miles. That would be an hour 5.
Unless we're going to Bellevue, which sad to say that you weren't there for when we absolutely tormented
The
Anthony
Generals
Wayne.
never lost to them.
I think it was 31. I think it was 31-14 or 31-10.
Yeah, something like that. It was something like that.
Yeah. No, 2 years ago it was at Sandusky. We beat them 31-10. So I think it was 31-14.
I know we beat them pretty bad.
But of course, we were designated as home team.
38-14.
Which not only, yeah, and we were designated home team in a Division 4 high school football field.
Yeah, they are Division 4. I forgot Bellevue's Division 4.
I think Bellevue won the girls basketball state title in Division 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think they beat Copley one year.
Oh yeah, I think it did. A
Yeah, they
lot
are
actually.
indeed Division 4. They went 2-8 last season.
Oh yeah. No wonder why they hosted Division Two, Region Six semis. Um, I still think 3 years ago when you were there, um, they lost to Toledo Central
Yes,
Catholic, which they've been bumped down to Division
3.
Three. In fashion too, they lost to Bishop Watterson. I think in the state finals,
Yeah,
in
they
the state
lost
finals,
in the
state
state finals. I
semi,
remember that.
state finals. Yeah. Um, definitely a shocker because all the Central Catholic students and fans were like they needed a win badly. Otherwise,
They would have
what the heck?
three-peated. They did lose to Bishop Watterson by 5.
Yeah. Um, I'm still shocked that Marion Local, a Division 7 team, blew the Evelyn
Well, if I'm not
74-0.
mistaken, Marion Locals won like I don't know how many games in a row. They've been on
I
fire.
think
They
they're
won,
on route.
but 74-0 is still absolutely outrageous.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they had 53, either 53 or 54
That sounds about
wins.
right.
We won at 60.
Yeah,
Of
that
course, we're
sounds
not
about right.
Marion local people, so we have to obviously talk to them about it.
Yeah.
Um, so of course, since we haven't talked about much about cover that right now. 19-3, probably one of the best records in Division Three. Um, of course, without win against Westlake, a revenge game indeed. Of course, we
Yes,
were
it
both
was.
there. Um, Definitely a revenge game, which we will never forget about.
Yes, good game.
I mean, from the point where Westlake to then being like to then Highland being like, yeah, let's beat Westlake 4-0 and then beat St. B's next at Brunswick.
Yep.
Um, of, of course, since this is going on, I don't think we are going to be live streaming the district finals game since this is a neutral site. But we can do like a little highlights.
What I was thinking was we simply, broadcast the game,
I mean,
as in upload
that's
it
what we
later
usually
on
do.
later on that night.
Yeah. First pitch is starting
5.
tomorrow at 5. Um, so that'll be something. Um, of course, well, you were at the girls' basketball game in Elyria.
That's right.
Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, but Elyria is a Division One school
Yes, and football.
program
Thought they were
who
Division 1 in
absolutely
football.
got skunked. Yeah, who got absolutely skunked 0-10 with an
Yeah, it was not
0-7
fun for the
record.
Pioneers.
Pioneers should just stick to basketball. I think they should cut the football.
No, you can't cut football. That'd be terrible.
Of course, I'm only joking.
I know. We're 41 in the state.
Oh yeah. Um,
Irish are
of
19-8 on
course,
the season. Unless, of
and
course,
we are
Max Prep
19
said they
and
played a bunch of other games, but it looks like they didn't double up. Yeah, looks good.
yeah, yeah. I think it's the first time Highland and St. V's played each other. Um, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Um, if not, it's fine.
In baseball, maybe. I know we played them in softball earlier this year.
Yeah. Of course, I wasn't able to watch some games there because of other stuff. So
It's all right.
hopefully, hopefully this year we win the districts and head to Avon, which will be the home of
The
the
Crushers.
region. Yeah, which is home to the Crushers and home to the Region 5 playoffs. This will be the first time in 7 years when Highland, I think,
Yes.
made it to state final 4 in Canal Park.
Yes, I was in middle school at the time, so I missed it by 1 year. Yeah, third grade, because I was in eighth.
I think I was either in 4th, but no,
I was in eighth grade when we made it to the Final Four.
yeah. Um, I think I think you were I think you saw the game in person at Canal Park. I don't know if I'm
I haven't
mistaken
been
or
to
not.
Canal Park in ages, but their PA announcer is
You've
the same
never been
PA announcer.
before?
I've been there, it just hasn't been in years. But their PA announcer is the same PA announcer for BW football and basketball.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Um, we need to get you we need to get you to not only to a Ducks game but to a but to a state playoff game.
Yes. Yes, we
I don't
do.
know how long it's been for you. The last time I went there was I think it was during band night.
Huh.
Yeah, it was during band night. Um, grab that out, but I do have that with me,
That's
so
good.
that'll be something. So if Highland does make it to state, we will definitely be checking out the state playoffs.
We gotta make
Of
it,
course,
no other way around it.
and of course we can't live stream it because it's a neutral site.
Yep.
We would have to be burying our phones into the clipboard and stuff.
I think you can film it,
Because
just not live stream it. You gotta film it and then upload it after the fact.
yeah, I know you've done that before with
Yep.
the district finals for girls basketball. I think you live streamed it. I don't know.
I don't think I live streamed it.
I mean, if that is the case, then who knows? um. So if I'm saying so to if Highland makes 2 states, would be one worth checking out.
Yep.
Um, I think because I know all of your Baldwin Wallace games are all your Baldwin Wallace season all of your Baldwin Wallace games season wise
Yep.
is over.
All done.
Um, do you have like anything you want to go over in particular with
Not
Bowling
really. I mean, we
Wallace?
got like 100 days. I think we have some time to think things through.
Way different than us than high school.
Yeah, because that's college sports.
Yeah. Hopefully one time, because I know, cause I think a couple of years ago, Highland played Berea Mid Park. It was
Yes,
Division One. It was at Trestle Field.
it was.
I think it was near your hometown in Berea. Um, but
We
I
won
do
that game
think
pretty
Coach
good.
Mott, yeah, I do think Coach Gibbons needs to bring back Berea Mid Park for one game, so I can see Trestle Field for the first time.
Yeah, there's one issue. He's a Mount Union grad. Yeah. He played on all those great teams in the early
Okay,
2000s, won a bunch of national championships, I think.
yeah, of course. Last year I had the watch party going on. Stag Bowl 2024, which was
Mount Union North
the mighty,
Central.
mighty Raiders versus North Central. North Central did win the Stag Bowl.
And they did it
Um,
because Mount Union played far too conservatively. They were not aggressive
yeah,
whatsoever.
if Mount Union was aggressive,
I think they will have
then the
won.
OAC would probably, yeah. Not only Mount Union would win, but the entire OAC program would be kind of electric. But
Yeah,
that's all for D. That's all the world for D3.
yeah,
Um, so of course, then next year for Division 3, you have John Carroll moving to NACA.
yeah.
Um, with a bunch of other NACA programs.
Wabash, DePaul, Worcester. I think Kenyon's one of them. Bluffton's one of them. Wittenberg, Denison, Oberlin.
Oh
They knocked
yeah,
them all out.
close to the University of DePaul,
Hmm.
but it's very close. Very close.
Paul's in Indiana, so
But
is Wabash. They're the only two schools in that conference that are not in the what do you call it? They're not in Ohio.
yeah, I mean, speaking of Ohio, I know you've talked about the OAC for like an eternity. Um, but that's just me.
That's all right.
It if now I could be but I don't know if this will ever happen. But we have seen in basketball a couple of Division 2 schools play Division 1 schools.
Yes.
Um, will we see Division 1 play Division 3?
Probably
I
never.
honestly, yeah,
Not in
probably not.
football, at least.
Well, yeah, not in football, not in um basketball. But there has been a case with a Division 3 school, um, like Johns Hopkins,
Johns Hopkins is pretty
played
good.
in Division 1 lacrosse for the Big Ten.
Hmm.
Even though the school is Division 3, I still don't think with the amount of credibility that it'll still officially happen.
Yeah. That's right.
But for the Hornets football season, we will get to that. Right, if you want to get through that, has
Yep, I'm on it.
any good of an order?
I'm on it. Let me see where it is.
I still have it in my pictures.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. McDowell,
All right.
Hudson, Avon Lake, Aurora, Copley, Talmadge, Barberton, Roosevelt, Revere, and Falls.
Uh, the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is the new relatively renovated stadium in Copley. Of
Oh,
course, you
yeah.
saw it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really
Uh,
nice.
Rate that out of 10 for us.
Easily probably
Um,
like a 9 or 10. It looks really good. I mean, they
compared
got
to
a
the
plaza,
old,
they got a bunch of locker rooms, they got a nice press box. It's a nice stadium. They did a lot to it.
compared to the old stadium. The
The
old
old
stadium was
stadium
like,
wasn't that
what
good.
are we? It was just like a home section, and then like just like a regular away section, and then there's a pile of whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
pretty much. Pretty much.
if they hadn't
I'm glad
renovated
they
that, it would
finally
probably
changed it.
yeah. If they haven't renovated that, it would probably good for be good uh, as in it would probably good for a Division 6
Yeah,
school,
probably.
a Division
It
Six
was
football
old.
program.
They needed a new stadium.
Yeah. Um. Google Maps has it as the Copley Fairlawn Stadium. What is it actually called in
Yeah,
Copley
I
for their
thought it's called
football
Copley
stadium?
Fairlawn Stadium, something like that.
Yeah. Um, I do think I think we're still able to get a good chance and have a pretty successful season. Hopefully, um, in my mind, hopefully we beat Ian McDowell, who
I
is
think we should.
part of the which is part of the Pennsylvania Intercollegiate Athletic Association, or the PIAA,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
much different than which is much different than the OHSAA.
Yeah.
But I still can't believe Avon won the state title after having our after having probably one of the better seasons last year. Went perfect in football. So
Yeah. Yeah, that won't be easy. We were like top 20, top 15 in what do you call it? Football last year. Yeah, maybe. I think we would if we had the momentum. I mean, that would not have been easy. It
yeah,
was fourth down and infinity when you think about it. And that was because of the face mask call. I couldn't tell if that was face mask from where I was standing. Did you have a
yeah,
better
because
view,
it was
Logan?
pouring in Elyria. It was pouring in
Yes, it
Elyria,
was.
and dear gosh, if it hadn't been pouring, we would have probably won.
Yeah, maybe.
And probably broke the school record too.
For wins in a season.
Yes, but it still stands at 13 wins. Max Dubs has it at 12-2. Because we lost to Talmadge. Even though we were on game and we saw that we beat Talmadge 49-0.
Yes.
Max Dubs still had it at 12-2. And they gave Talmadge the win. I'm not happy about that one. And that was the day when Fox State came to Talmadge.
Oh yeah, Fox 8 did, and it turned out to be a blowout.
Us, but for Max Dubs, Talmadge. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what to do now. So hopefully by next season, all the other schedules, we should be able to get the schedule for volleyball, basketball. Of course, we got football. Because you've already sent that to me.
Yeah.
Volleyball, football, lacrosse. Even though that's already over, it should be way way too early for other spring sports like softball and lacrosse.
Yep.
Because this season is already over. But hopefully by next year we should get football, basketball for both, volleyball for girls, soccer for both, and then both lacrosse and softball. But that's already in springtime, so we would have to wait until next year to officially have those schedules out.
That's right.
Any final thoughts before we end off the live stream, Tommy?
Hope you had a good school year.
Yeah.
Good.
So if you guys did enjoy the live stream, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to both me and to Tommy Maroon's channels. It will definitely support us.
Hogan's a good guy. Thanks again for inviting me.
You're welcome, Tommy. And we will hopefully see you tomorrow for Brunswick when Highland is playing St. Vincent St. Mary's. Live streaming that. But stay tuned on Friday for the completed upload of both district finals games.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. But with that, we will see you guys tomorrow for the district finals. And as always, have a great day, everybody.
See you, everyone.
See ya.